Hello Internet, and welcome back. Unfortunately we did not receive the 2,000 likes needed for me to skip my exam and make a video instead on Wednesday, but I guess it's all for the better cause. I think I did pretty decently on it. Anyways, as you can tell, I'm running out of ideas, so in this episode we're going to do something that I assume no one has done before, because that's what people without any ideas do. And that is to use as many abilities as once in Bloons TD battles. I should note that by most I mean most unique abilities, cause it probably isn't all that impressive to simply fill up the map with 100 of the same thing and use all their abilities at once. Now that I say that, it's probably something I would actually end up doing myself if worst comes to worst, lol. But yeah, the addition of card battles has really opened my eyes up to all the possibilities for what crazy shit I can do. In normal battles, the number of unique abilities you could use at once is 4, cause only 4 towers max are allowed. Doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Now with card battles you can choose up to 15 cards in a deck, so guess how many abilities you can use at once now. If you guessed 15, then you're an idiot, because that's the wrong answer. The right answer is 12, because not every X44 tower is available in card battles right now, so we're gonna aim for that amount today. Well, 11 actually, cause I don't have access to the Purge card at the moment. If you don't consider power cards to be abilities though, then that'll drop the count down to 8. But just for the sake of it I'm going to include the power cards too, cause 8 doesn't seem like a big enough number. So yeah, that's the gist of what I'm going to do. It's gonna take a while to get all the money I need to place down the towers, so while that goes on, let's just answer the few questions I've gotten in recent videos. Are you in Blazed's tournament? I want to face you, Lennyface. Glad you asked that, because I do have a few things to say about it. First off, this has nothing to do with the private server. There's no gameplay tweaks or anything like that, and I won't get banned for talking too much about it. At least I hope so. It doesn't seem to break any of the rules Ninja Kiwi has on what and what not to upload. So it's called Bloons Reborn, and it's a perpetual tournament just like King of the Hill, but hear this. It has its own elo-based ranking system, which is exactly what I wanted to be implemented into this game since the beginning of mankind. You can find more information in a link in the description, but to answer that guy's original question, yes and no. Yes, in that I'm actually signed up to the Bloons Reborn server at the moment, and you can actually find me sitting pretty at 1200 elo on the leaderboards, just like where half the players are at the moment. No, in that I haven't a game in the tournament yet, nor do I plan to anytime soon. Reason being, it still requires you to get in contact with someone in order to play the games, and that ain't really the same as a built-in matchmaking system that will always pair you with people around your elo level. Basically what I mean is, if it isn't a built-in game feature, it won't fit my cup of tea. Though I definitely think the elo system for Reborn is a step up from King of the Hill, and I'm sure many people will enjoy ranking up in it nonetheless. Anyways, before we hop on to the next question, let's just quickly glance over to my screen. I've got all the abilities set up and ready to fire, but I'm still not pulling the trigger, because silly me thought I had 9 abilities instead of 8, so I kept frantically recycling my cards looking for that last ability until I finally realized how much of an idiot I am to not know there was only 8. Robots aren't always perfect, you know. So there she blows, all possible abilities thrown at the kitchen sink at the same time. JK, looks like I forgot one of them, or rather I was still thinking during the game that there was 9, so I just used whatever shit was up and moved on to the next game. That means there's still some unfinished business left to do, and thus the video shall continue with this match on cards. Let's just skip ahead a bit, cause nobody cares about the first minute of the game, but what's so special about the second minute then? Well, nothing really, but it was at this very moment I realized I fucked up. Third time's a charm, they say, so let's get it right this time. So next question to answer. This was from the video before the previous one, asking me why I switched the first and second games around. Damn, you got me there, buddy. I did indeed switch the games around, and the reason for doing that was because it allowed me to make the commentary flow better. Normally I'd just leave the games in the order I played them, but I made an exception for this one instance because I actually got a lower time for the second game, so I switched the games around so it would look like my time improved after each run. A bit of a shitty move, I know, but that's just how the circumstances played out, for lack of a better phrase. Good catch though. I was wondering if someone would actually notice that. So that concludes the answering questions segment. I need a drink of oil cause I sure am exhausted after all those questions I had to answer, a whopping of 2 of them. That's 2 more than the amount of questions I answered last video. I'm gonna end off this commentary with a bit of a social experiment, also known as selling out for that YouTube Cash monies. I bet you can tell where this is going. Basically what I want to experiment is ads. You heard that right. On a count of 3 I want you to tell me through the poll on the top right whether or not you see an ad pop up, assuming you aren't using AdBlock. So 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and vote on the poll now. I'll be eager to see your results. And I'm sure you'll be eager to see the results of this match too. Oh, who am I kidding? There ain't shit that's gonna happen, so feel free to leave now if you want. Unless of course you wanna see me use the maximum possible abilities at once. But it's no different visually from what happened the first time around. Just picture it the same way except with an extra orange bird flying around in circles. So again, thanks for watching. Likes are optional, comments are optional, and farewells are optional, so I'll choose to skip out on the latter for this video.